Okay, first question to Paul Wolfe. You're Brad Keselowski's crew chief. How do you work with the guy?
It's crazy, isn't he?
He really is.
He definitely keeps us all motivated for sure. He's a lot of fun to work with, and we've got a great relationship and been able to accomplish a lot in a short amount of time. And we feel like we're not at our full potential yet. We're still learning each other. The team's still young, and we're excited to be able to put together a championship this early in the year.
And that's what's so interesting about it. I think the normal fan, not the super NASCAR fan, but the normal fan doesn't realize what kind of relationship the crew chief and the driver have to have, because there are some drivers who went to different crew chiefs and their careers, went down the toilet. What do you look for when all of a sudden you say, yep, this is working? I mean, do you know it right away, or do you be like, 6 months in with some people, you're like, oh, this isn't going to work?
Well, I think every situation is different. For Brad and I, we've both come from similar backgrounds of the grassroots racing, having to earn our spot in the sport, and a lot of hard work working with underfunded teams and things like that. So when this opportunity came about, it was like a perfect situation for both of us. We had the resources and the tools we needed at Penske Racing, and we both had the drive and belief in each other just from what we've been able to do in the past. And we started having success right away. So for us, success breeds confidence in one another and trust, and we've been able to keep building that over the last 3 years.
You having been a driver, is that helpful because you've been in there? Does that help, you think, being a better crew chief?
I think so. I get that question a lot, and I have. The cars have changed quite a bit since I drove, but there's a lot of the tracks that we go to that I've made laps around. I know some of the ins and outs of them, and maybe that gives me a little advantage when Brad's giving feedback of what he thinks he needs in his car. So, I guess it doesn't hurt.
What's your favorite track?
Favorite track?
Whether it's from more of a fan experience, or whether it's the actual track, or just the conditions in the pit, or whatever.
Dover's always been a special track for me. I've had a lot of success there in my racing days, and just one of those tracks where it's a good mix of short track but a lot of speed with the high banks, and always puts on an exciting race.
What I think is kind of cool, I love it, the championship week here and everything, they do the games. And this year it's going to be, are you smarter than a fifth grader? You're not playing, but the drivers are. But if there was a category that you would look up on the board and you'd be like, oh my gosh, I do not want that category. What would be one that you'd be like, yeah, that's in my wheelhouse, this one's not?
Oh, shoot. Well, I'm a pretty quiet guy and low-key, but it seems like Brad, he's the guy that he's not afraid to stick his neck out on a limb with some comments and whatnot, and he's always got the team wishing maybe he wouldn't have said that, but at the end of the day, he's able to get out there and back it up, and that's what makes it special.
Well, and that's a good point with social media and everything. It's all out there, and he's likes to tweet. Do you ever see him like tweeting? You're like, oh, just think before you hit enter.
Yeah, and I've gotten some texts from other crew chiefs of different teams about what my driver is doing. So that's always a fun one to answer. But like I said, he's a great champion, and we all love to work for sure.
I think you guys could definitely open up on the strip. Call it Brad and Paul, and something tells me he'd be the straight man. And he'd be the guy, just going out there. I really think he could be an improv comedian.
Yeah, he definitely is, and he makes it easy for all of us to do our job, because his communication with the team and his dedication goes a long ways, and that's what's important in the position.
Well, congrats on a great season, and something tells me this week is a lot more fun when you're the champ.
Oh, absolutely. I appreciate it.